Good morning. Yesterday I got a question from one of my biggest fan. A Dutch mother in Peru with two kids. Both of the two kids left the house recently and study in Amsterdam right now. And she was annoyed by some of her fellow mom friends because those moms were talking in their mom position, still with their older kids. Let me give an example. So, one of her friends, a mom, would tell her 22-year-old daughter, Mommy don't think it's a good idea to start that job in Holland or whatever. Or Mommy thinks it's a super good idea to travel and backpack for a year and go to India. Or Mommy loves you. Or Mommy is really happy with the new boyfriend you took home. Or Mommy doesn't like your beard. You should shave it off because it's not helpful. I don't like it. Basically, that last one relates to my own parents. And that's the interesting part of this question, basically, because I think she taps into a situation which is related to the relationship I have with my own parents. I think that my parents talk to me also still in this parent kind of position to me. And I have the feeling that they still claim, or they have the feeling that they allowed to claim some ideas and directions for me. Like not having a beard. They don't like me having a beard. And they would tell me over and over again. And I think that relates to this question maybe. I do have some friends, some parents that I know that their kids address them with their first name. I think there is this, and I know that this friend from Peru, this Dutch mother from Peru, her kids also address their parents with their first names. I don't do that with my parents, and my kids don't do it with me. But my kids are young, and the reason I like this line of thoughts, line of thinking, is that I tend to parent with the end in mind. And this family, this Dutch family living in Peru, I know them pretty well. And for me, their family setting, for me, they are a role model family for me. They are basically that dot on the horizon for me to work towards. I love the way they are together as a family. It's really beautiful. It's a beautiful family. So it matters. Her question to me matters. But it's a bit itchy because I recognize some of the relationship I have with my own parents. And that comes very close to myself. And I think out loud now. So for me, as a 42-year-old father of two young kids, it doesn't feel good that my parents still tend to make an effort for me to shave off my beard. It's an example, no? But it's true, actually. And so there are two sides of this feeling. The feeling is my own feeling. So the one that has to change it is myself. And I think there is, so that's a personal situation. And I think for me as a parent, how I would see it in the future would be like I'm raising my kids for them to be independent. And there must be this moment in life, later on in life, when the dependency, which is very present right now, I'm the leader of the pack. Kids depend on me, and that's how it should be right now. But I am working towards a situation where they're independent. And they do not depend on me anymore. And they could decide themselves to grow the biggest beard there is in life. That they put tattoos, that they do whatever they like to identify themselves. And I hope that I will be in a situation to accept that. Not only accept that, but celebrate their uniqueness and their identity. And so that's where I think, would it be helpful if my kids would address me with my first name, Meindert, and my wife with Beatrice? Well, I don't know right now exactly, but it might be, it might not be. But I think there's this middle way somewhere, no? That there is this possibility to be very dependent right now and work towards this independency, but as a parent, really step back at that moment when the independency should be there because they leave the house or you work towards that. So it was a long story about a question of one of my biggest fans and a friend. I am interested what you think all there about this topic of talking with your kids, and when they're older you still keep that mommy word in the relationship with your kids and talk from a mommy point of perspective with your kids, or if you just talk like me. I don't think it's a good idea, or I would suggest this. Instead of mommy thinks it's not a good idea, or mommy suggests this. So that was her specific question, and I extended a bit because it relates to my own relationship with my parents, and because I tend to parent with the end in mind. For me, those ideas and questions are relevant. So I hope you like it. You can always subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I do hope to see you in my next Monday morning vlog. And I always end with love from Luzern.